In court, every decision shapes a life. From DUIs to violence, consequences reach far beyond these walls. Stay safe, stay aware, and never take your freedom for granted. If you found this eye-opening, be sure to like, share, and subscribe for more.
Mr. Doyle,
Yes,
you
sir.
ready?
Sure.
Mr. Kim.
Hello.
Happy
Judge.
Friday.
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
I'm here on Mr. Reader.
Reader. Yep.
He's finally here today.
Do you mind bringing him out?
That one's after.
Are you opposed?
So I'm not opposed to a bond, I'm just opposed to a low bond. And so council has shared some more information regarding, because we haven't been getting, it's another one of those,
Come on up.
we can't get a hold of the people from the demanding jurisdiction. It's one of those because it's a 2B warrant, it hasn't been assigned to a prosecutor yet. And so we were trying to get a hold of the actual investigator for this charge. And Amy and I got shuffled around a little bit, so we could only speak with the extradition investigator, but we couldn't speak with the original investigator. So my facts are very, very limited. We don't.
I'm happy to give you some background, Judge. Mr. Reader, military veteran, was a medic in the Pacific, in Korea, meritorious awards, done well. When he finished with the military, the Army, lived in Georgia, then was hired over here by a very reputable hospital and medical center. He's the lead administrator. He was referred to me by the chief neurologist of this hospital. What ends up happening, he is in a custody dispute, and I believe Judge Kirby's, is that the judge, over in family court?
Here or over there?
Here.
Here.
As this custody dispute sort of soured for his future ex-wife, he shows up at his hospital to go to work and is sworn and arrested on a warrant that he had no idea about. Apparently, this is some allegation that occurred in Georgia in June of 23. No report was made at the time. I think the state will confirm that. It wasn't until the custody issue here started to go south for his future ex. She then makes an online report in DeKalb County, Georgia, who accept charges without ever even talking to him, getting his side of the story. There's actual video evidence, I'm told, of what happened that's been litigated in family court. They're not responding to the state. All we want is a low bond so he can go deal with this there. He's not a flight risk. He's not family here. He's obviously got a good job. His boss is the one who brought me in on this. And so, I don't want to ask for a dollar bond, but I ask as low as the court wants to go because it is a cash bond, and he's going to have to go hire a lawyer to deal with this.
So you're not going to go represent him over there?
I'm not. Well, I'm going to get. I know. I stay in my lane.
Got it.
We're going to find somebody in DeKalb County that will make this go away.
So, Mr. Reader, you are wanted out of the state of Georgia for aggravated assault and cruelty to a child. What we have here is, I don't know you. I've never met you before, but my main concern are two. Are you a danger to my community? And number two, most importantly, are you going to go back to Georgia? I have to make the bond sufficiently high if I give you a bond so that you're going to go back, because you are, as everyone, it's an inherent flight risk because you're a fugitive from another state.
Judge, if I could, one other thing, the aggravated assault, my understanding in Georgia is the impeding breath statute here. And the child part of it is, the allegation is the 12-year-old child witnessed this. So it's not, there's no weapon involved or anything like that. It's a simple domestic violence situation.
Any prior criminal history?
No, he has no other history, Judge. And so I'm not able to confirm, but that seems logical in terms of when the warrant was dropped, but is correct. The charges, the Texas equivalent would be impeding breath, and I guess, I don't even know if we have.
You don't know this with certainty that
No,
that's
for the
what,
charges it is, but for the date, I don't have any other information. Like I said,
I don't know the actual, what the facts, what
Oh, yes, the strength.
Eating breath, or whether it's
Eating breath
shooting a
and-
gun.
And then cruelty to, it's strangulation, and the cruelty to child is the fact that the 12-year-old witnessed him allegedly strangling his wife. So, but regarding that, because of the nature of the charge, it says state requests a $10,000 bond. And so
You're okay with the
with
bond
a
being
bond
set?
being set, because he has no prior other criminal history, he hasn't exhibited any other information I could find that he's a flight risk, so.
Okay. So state wants a $10,000 bond. What's your counter?
My counter would be 1,000, Judge. He's not going anywhere. He's got a good job here. He's got support here. I'm here. They're not bringing me here to run away from anything. We're gonna go fight this case and clear his name. Everything is here.
You got to understand that, if I set you a bond, we expect you to follow through, and there are very serious consequences. You're old enough to know that actions have serious consequences. And if you fail to act, I'm going to set you a bond, and we give you 14 days from the date of your release to go turn yourself into Georgia. If you fail to do that, I'm telling you now, I'm not going to play this game with you again. If you fail to go, I will issue a nationwide warrant for your arrest, and I'm going to set your bond at 0. You won't get another one. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
I don't know. So he wants 10, you want 1,000. I'll set it at 5,
Would you consider 2,500? Because my understanding, it's a cash bond. So we have to pay, we can't get a bondsman in here, pay the 10%. And he's gonna need money.
I defer to the court. Sorry, I was working on the waiver withdrawal form because he waived in magistrate court, so I'm just working on the waiver withdrawal right now. But I defer to the court. Because he doesn't have any other history, and because I'm limited information, it's hard for me to make any further assertions because no
To
one's
the
getting back
state's
to me.
credit, they've gone out of their way to reach out to Georgia, and and they're not responding. It's not
He's great.
lack of diligence on their part. But apparently, DeKalb County doesn't find this as much of a priority to respond to them, and they've had 2 days while he's been sitting in jail.
Okay, I'll acquiesce to the 2,500.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Give me a moment, I have one form. You just sign all forms.
No problem.
Give me like 5 minutes.
The only other thing that I'm going to counsel you is that you got to be careful, man. What you do impacts everyone around you, especially a child. Hell hath no fury like a woman scorned and a teenager out of control, because a teenager that's out of control can make your life a living hell. And when they see that kind of, it impacts everyone. And I'm telling you, it reverberates, and it can just, like an infection, just grow out of control. 90% of the people in there now, no self-control. They get upset, they wig out, and they just go without thinking, hey, if I do this, what's going to happen? If I say this, what's going to happen? Just patience really goes a long way, All right, I'll set the bond at 2,500. Just be careful, man. All right? Okay, Mr. Doyle.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Judge.
Excuse.
Yes, sir.
Angel Gutierrez, it's a DWI. I understand that you might want to talk about bond conditions.
Is this a new case?
Yes, it is.
Judge, it's simple arraignment. He was in felony court.
All right, Mr. Gutierrez, come up.
Page 5.
I take it you are also representing him upstairs.
I am, Your Honor.
Wonderful.
Oh, sure.
Mr. Gutierrez, you were charged with driving while intoxicated. You are facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, Judge. On January 4th, 2025, at approximately 12:58 a.m., the officer observed the defendant's vehicle with no expired registration as of July 2024. A traffic stop was initiated, and the officer made contact with the defendant and driver of the vehicle. The window was not completely rolled down, and the officer observed slurred speech, and further discovered the defendant had an open warrant and asked the defendant to step out of the vehicle. The officer observed an odor of alcoholic beverage and bloodshot eyes, and the officer did search of the defendant and found a marijuana blunt in the defendant's front pocket. The defendant stated he was coming from a bar and was driving home, and the defendant stated he had 1 cocktail drink and 2 shots. The defendant admitted to smoking the marijuana before going to the bar in the car, and the defendant stated he was 3 out of 10 drunk when asked to rate his intoxication. The defendant refused standard field sobriety test, and the DIC was read to the defendant, who refused to provide a breath sample. A blood search warrant was signed and executed.
Gutierrez, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, or unprescribed controlled medication. I'm going to randomly test you. If I find that you're consuming alcohol or illegal drugs, I'm going to put you in jail. No more PR bonds. Do you understand?
Sir.
He has a prior FSRA and he's on bond for that case. Has anything happened to that because of the
I
DWI?
just signed on to that case. He was just recently arrested for it. We're in the beginning stages of
Did
this.
it to be?
It was. We're in the beginning stages of discovery, Judge. I know almost nothing about that case yet.
Is there a dead body?
No, Your Honor, it was a minor injury.
Great.
Yes, Your Honor, this is a leg injury.
On the FSRA?
Yes, sorry, yes.
Okay. All right. Does he have a Texas driver license?
It's eligible, Your Honor.
All right. You are not allowed to drive unless you also have liability insurance. If you don't have liability insurance with your Texas driver license, you're not allowed to drive. If I find that you're driving also without insurance, I'm going to revoke your bond. Do you understand? All right. Now you got a great lawyer. It's your responsibility to listen to Mr. Coyne and he'll tell you when you have to come back to court. If he tells me that you're playing games, you're not responding to phone calls or text messages, I will issue a warrant for your arrest. Don't pick up a third case. 3 strikes. You know what happens, right? All right. Come on. Thank you.
Judge.
He's going to have to get with Fleisher for bond conditions. We'll have him sign a reset and then you're good to go.
Thank you, Judge.
Right this way.
Yes, sir.
Had a wreck. Judge, I had surgery, so
Always a pleasure.
I wouldn't be disrespectful to the.
I trust you. It doesn't matter.
Good morning, Judge. May I approach?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm here on an arraignment. Barragan, B.A.
I'm ready when you are. You mind bringing him up?
Yes.
Please. Good morning, Mr. Barragan. You were charged with racing on a highway. You were facing up to a year in jail. I'm sorry, up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you.
Yes, Judge. On January 5th, 2025, the officer was part of a street racing and takeover task force and was advised of a group that met at a gas station parking lot in the city limits of Harris County, Texas. The officer was working in a plainclothes capacity and was following the group from one location to another and viewed 2 vehicles race side by side at Highway 290 and Kickapoo Road, traveling westbound. The officer observed the defendant's vehicle and another vehicle slow down to approximately 50 miles per hour before launching at the same time in a competitive manner, accelerating well over 100 miles per hour in an attempt to outpace one another. The officer maintained visual and was able to detain the defendant, the driver of the silver Nissan observed, but was unable to locate the other vehicle.
How fast are we talking over 100?
Let me see if he specified, if it was just that. The officer only said well over 100. He didn't specify.
Barragan, I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to participate in this kind of activity again. If I find that you're racing, if I find that you participate in any kind of street takeovers, anything of this nature, reckless driving, donuts, whatever, I will take your ability to drive away from you. Do you understand? Not only that, it is a condition of your bond, and if I find that you do, I can revoke your bond and put you in jail. Can you file those conditions, please?
Yes, Judge.
You're going to reset your case to give you time to fight this thing. I'm going to have you sign a reset, Victoria. I'm going to have you take a seat in the jury box where we'll get your bond conditions. We'll have you sign it. And then after that, you'll be free to go. You have a lawyer. Because you do, I will waive your appearance, but it is your responsibility to stay in touch with her. If she tells you she can't get a hold of you because you're playing games, you pick up a new case, you've become a danger to my community, I will put you in jail. You understand? Okay, come on. Thank you.
Judge, I didn't hear, so PC was found where there's state's bond,
State's conditions, yeah.
state's bond condition?
Yeah.
Okay, got it. Also, there was one more, sorry, off docket arraignment that was probation for the center here. So whenever you're ready, I'll.
Okay, who is it?
It's a printout up there, last name Worthy.
Emmanuel Worthy, come up. Did you get the cause number for this?
Yes, Judge.
He's on probation. Has a motion been filed? I don't know, because the bond is still set at $100. So I don't know if a motion's been filed. Mr. Worthy, you were charged with unlawful carrying of a weapon. You are facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, Judge. On January 8th, 2025, the officer responded to a DPS agent who stated he was following the defendant's vehicle and needed assistance on the traffic stop, as the DPS agent was conducting surveillance on an unrelated case. The DPS agent provided a description of the defendant's vehicle, and the officer observed the defendant's vehicle failing to signal a lane change, along with the defendant's third brake light being out. The traffic stop was then conducted, and the officer made contact with the defendant. The officer observed a strong odor of marijuana, and the defendant was asked to step out of the vehicle, and the defendant stated there was nothing illegal inside. The officer located a cigar filled with a green leafy substance known to be marijuana based on training experience with a weight of 0.09 grams or 0.032 ounces. A PC search of the vehicle was conducted, and the officer located an unholstered black handgun inside a backpack in the back seat of the vehicle.
Mr. Worthy, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. Take a seat for me in the jury box. So that was the last one.
For now, it's just,
No Spanish? No.
you know, just.
Wow. Okay. Hi.
I'm Aaron Durden.
Okay. Come up, Mr. Durden.
Mr. Durden was placed on bond conditions in November, toward the end of November, got an interlock at the end of November. His very first date to go have it recalibrated was 12/29. He was out of town on that date, didn't get back until the next week, was locked out. I got an email on Monday from the trial officer saying that he was locked out and notified you as well. He went the very next day, got it fixed, but you asked for us to come here today to address it. He now understands.
I'm not going to play this game with you. Court orders are court orders. You have to follow them. And when you don't, there's severe consequence. And the consequence is you end up in jail. So I'm going to give you a pass now. But if it continues to happen, it's just not going to go well for you. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. That's it.
Is there a date that we have for the training still on? Thank you. I'll do that.
You ready? Hi. Who do you have?
Mr. Kabir, Kabir. He was here for a bond violation because of a lockout, Your Honor. He sends remedy to that. Apparently his car battery
Do
shuts
you
off.
mind bringing them up?
Unconditional, yeah.
Yeah, nothing.
Between them and the state, you know.
I'm not going to play this game with you, Mr. Kabir. If this continues to happen, it shows me that you're just don't care about the bond conditions and their severe consequences. Do you understand?
Your Honor, I don't drive this
I'm
vehicle.
just, I don't want you to, I'm just telling you, I have bond conditions in place and I expect for you to live up to them. And when you don't, there are severe consequences. Do you understand? Okay. You guys didn't want to add anything? Or did you have something to add? No?
No, Your Honor. No, that was it. That was the only reading.
Okay. All right, man.
Thank you.
Okay, come on.
Morning, Judge.
Hey.
Judge, I have a quick question. I have Jonathan Guidry Joyal popped up on my docket. The only issue, I would like to hear PC, the only issue is he's in processing. I don't know if you want to wait till he pops up, or can we hear PC?
Yeah, we can hear PC, of course.
Yes, Judge.
You don't think there's PC?
I think there's two main issues that I'd like for you to hear.
It's on the jail docket, unlawful camera. Okay, go ahead.
Yes, Judge. On January 8th, 2025, the officer observed the defendant's motor vehicle fail to signal for 100 feet prior to making a lane change twice from lane 3 to 2 and then from lane 2 to 1 on East Tex Freeway in Harris County, Texas. A traffic stop was initiated and the officer observed further movements between the occupants of the vehicle before the driver, defendant Price, age 19, rolled down the windows of the motor vehicle. The officer approached the motor vehicle and observed a clear plastic bag with green liquid in plain view in the driver handle, believed to be promethazine based on training experience, and a bag with marijuana in the driver door pocket. The weight of the marijuana was 0.82 grams, and the promethazine was 101 grams. The officer observed an AR pistol in plain view on the rear left floorboard or left rear passenger seat, where the defendant, Guidry Royale, was seated. Guidry Royale, age 19, and a PC search on the motor vehicle was conducted, and the officer observed another AR pistol inside a black backpack in the right rear passenger seat where defendant Kinnan was seated, along with defendant Kinnan's cell phone. The officer observed an unholstered Glock in plain view adjacent to the first AR pistol on the floorboard behind the driver's seat. The defendant, Guidry Royale, stated the firearms were passed from the front to the rear of the motor vehicle, but would not state who handed him the firearms.
If I may, Judge, hear the issue. So some stuff that's not there is that they were looking at this vehicle beforehand. This is
Remember, this is a probable cause hearing. I mean, I can't get into like,
correct.
You know,
It's a suppression team. They're looking, they're following. It's a contextual stop. They're following them, waiting for a reason to stop them. The reason that they give is didn't signal for 100 feet. Sounds like they're on the highway. Okay, it's a conclusory statement. They're not stating that anybody else was in danger. They make no mention of.
well, failing to signal a lane change is a good, I mean, it's a traffic violation, is it not?
Well, 100 feet. They don't say at what point he failed to signal, whether or not he signaled at all, whether or not he signaled under 100 feet. They don't state at what foot or feet he did signal. It's conclusory. They don't give articulable facts regarding that. And so because it's conclusory and we don't.
I don't know. I think that there's enough probable cause to go.
Here's the second issue, Judge. The second issue is in the DIMS, this officer is stating that my client says they passed the gun to him and they handed the gun to him. That's what the DIMS says. But the OR says that my client says he doesn't know who tossed them from the front to the back. He doesn't say they handed it to him. He doesn't say they passed it to him.
But there was also an AR on the floorboard where he's sitting.
Correct.
Right.
He says that they're not his. There's 4 people in the car. There's 4 people in the car. And only 3 out of 4 get charged with an unlawful carry of a weapon. He doesn't say, hey, they handed it to me. Hey, they passed it to me. What he says specifically is doesn't know who tossed them from the front to the back. This correlates to the furtive movements that the officer is talking about. He never claims possession of these guns. The guns are all in the car. He says they're not his, says the guns are not his, but he gets charged for the UCW.
And we're supposed to just take it, then just believe his, right?
And Your Honor, if I may, and that's why, because they were found in the area where he was seated, the AR pistol, and he is underage at the time. That's the reason why he was charged, because he had them in his immediate proximity in the vehicle.
Yeah, I think that there's enough. Sorry?
It would be a question of fact, Judge.
Okay.
I think that there's enough. Sorry.
Okay. Understood, Judge. Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Ricardo.